Hi, I'm Dr. Sheldon Horowitz here at the National Center for Learning Disabilities. Welcome to the next of our Ask the Expert series. Today we'll be talking a little bit about learning disabilities in math, also known as DYSCALCULIA. Let me begin by saying that there is no single type or single presentation of dyscalculia. Math learning disabilities present differently in different people. Each person will have a unique presentation, but there are some commonalities, and we'll talk about what learning disabilities in math look like in a moment. We know that learning disabilities in math, or dyscalculia, impacts people differently at different ages and different stages of development. We also know that there's a visual spatial component that's very important to the learning disabilities in math area, and that it's not just the numbers or the concepts underlying numbers that individuals with LD in math have, but also the language processes, the language of math that creates problems for these individuals. So when we talk about dyscalculia, we're talking about a specific learning disabilities in math, specific LD in math. So what are some of the presenting problems that individuals will have when they have dyscalculia? Well, clearly, in young children, you will see difficulties with recognition of numbers and symbols. Just like in reading, children with LD have difficulties looking at identifying letters and matching them with sounds. Recognizing numbers and recognizing symbols in the math domain are things that learning disabilities present with in children with dyscalculia. There's a fluidity and flexibility with numbers that also presents in these children. Think about it as a number sense. They have a sense as to how numbers work, what they do, and there's a ease with which they move in the math, counting, what do numbers mean, how do we work with numbers domain. There's a piece of math and the math disabilities problems that we see in children that has to do with their ability to visualize. When you think about numbers or you think about quantity, most competent math users, all competent math performers, will actually have some sort of a math number line or a numerical number line, a mental number line, if you will, that they can superimpose upon their thinking. So they'll know, for example, that when you think about 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, that 4 is somewhere here and 1 is somewhere here. They see where numbers are in relation to each other. And children with learning disabilities in math, those with dyscalculia, often have difficulties visualizing what that math mental number line looks like and how it works. Counting is something that these children also struggle with. Not just in the counting of numbers, the 1, the 2, 3, 4, and 5, but the procedures involved with counting and the principles that underlie how it is that math happens and counting happens. They often have difficulty estimating and doing mental math. So if you look at a group of pennies on the table, they may have difficulty estimating how many there are on the table without actually counting them out. And doing that mental math, doing those kinds of approximations that help you get to an answer more quickly, those are things that children with dyscalculia, learning disabilities in math, will often struggle with. Measurement is something that becomes difficult over time, not just measurement in terms of length, the size of something, but also weight, looking at the area, approximating time and measuring